New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Hello, hello, my beloved ones, my beautiful ones. Happy Love Week. I'm Reverend Martine Bernard, and this is What Would Louise Say? And we are knowing that Louise would say, love yourself, and your life will change for the better. On this show, I'm so excited to have Dr. Patricia Crane here. I'm saying Crane with us today, this morning. I'm so excited I can't speak, my beloveds.
Oh, dear. Well, it's wonderful to be with you.
Yes. And this is the Love Week. And Dr. Patricia is going to give us the backstory because she was an insider in the mix of all of the Louise Hay movement with Louise herself. Mm-hmm. So Dr. Patricia, tell us about how these 12 ways to love yourself came about and how this is the cornerstone of Louise's philosophy.
Well, Louise started when she was talking about just loving yourself, and she always talked about that. And finally, at one of her programs that is actually recorded and it's online, this woman raised her hand and said, Louise, you talk about loving yourself, but how do I do it? I don't know how to do it. Wow. And Louise thought about it, and she was always so good about responding to what people asked for. And so she sat down with the woman who'd been working with her at the time, and they came up with initially 10 ways to love yourself, just 10. And a few years later, Louise added a couple more. And as we talk about them, I'll tell you which ones she added. Okay.
Excellent. So the first one, which I find amazing and sometimes very challenging to do, and it actually is so, it feels like a mental, it just feels like a quandary for me. Stop all criticism. Dr. Patricia, how do we do that?
Well, the first step really is to be aware of your thoughts. You know, most of us are going through the day and the thoughts are just going by all the time, and you don't even really pay attention to them. But if you really stop and say, if it really is true, which I believe, that our thoughts are creating our future, is this the thought that I want to have right now? And Louise does have kind of a funny story. I mean, she says when she first decided to stop criticizing herself and she was recording herself on the phone with people, she said, I didn't have anything to say for 2 weeks. Now, I'm sure that wasn't really true, but she liked to say it to just illustrate how she realized how much she was criticizing herself. Wow. And her other famous saying is, you know, you've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Why not try supporting yourself? But that's the kind of thing we're taught growing up, isn't it? Just criticize yourself and you'll change.
Yes, and our parents and the culture. And today I had an aha moment because I'm on this mission to declutter my house of anything that is not useful for me right now. And I was feeling badly about not getting to it. And I had this aha and I thought, I am willing to declutter. I am willing to love myself and stop all criticism. I am willing. And so that's how we get our minds around it. Because I think sometimes people go, stop all criticism, love myself. What does that mean?
Well, and I think if you really pay attention to the things that are bothering you, like you just illustrated, then you'll really see where the criticisms are, and what in your life isn't working very well. And it's likely you're criticizing yourself that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not this, you're not taking care of business, you're not organized, whatever it happens to be, that you can really pay attention to your life.
Yeah.
And so it's an ongoing process, though. It's an ongoing thing. I mean, even Louise said one time that she had only gotten to 75% positive thinking. And we think of her as the queen of affirmations and the one who, just never had a negative thought. But I heard her say that at one point. And so it's really important to recognize it doesn't happen overnight. And it is a journey. And so respect your own journey. And just try to be as effective as you can with really being aware of your thoughts and saying, which ones do I want to change? And of course, we use journaling and meditations and things like that to also just identify where the criticisms are. But that's really the important first step. And I think of a stop sign. In fact, I have a graphic that I use that I put online, and it's a stop sign. So if you can think about it and go, stop.
That's beautiful.
Stop in the neighborhood.
Yeah, you can visualize that in your mind. And Louise had another little caveat that self-criticism can block healing.
Yes.
That's really powerful.
Yeah, it is. And I think when we get to the next step, that is really a powerful process too. So why don't you read the affirmation that goes with no criticism. Stop all criticism.
I easily choose the thoughts that nourish me.
Yes.
So my beloveds, my viewers, just let's say that. If you're here in the chat, why don't you write, if you're viewing with us, and even in the archives, when you view later, comment, say or speak, I am willing to love myself and stop all criticism.
And I easily choose the thoughts that nourish me. And here's why that's actually one of my favorites, because a lot of times we're focusing on the affirmations on things that need to change specifically in our lives, but the underlying one is the thoughts. Yeah. So this is a great foundation. I easily choose the thoughts that nourish me for going forward and all the other ones that you want.
Exactly. Yeah. So the second way to love yourself is to forgive yourself. Yes. Oh, that's a big one.
Yes. And that one was not, surprisingly enough, that one was not in the original 10. Wow. And so when she did the 12, forgiveness was one that she added right after stop all criticism. And I think the forgiveness one is so important and so challenging for a lot of people to forgive themselves and to forgive others. But it starts with yourself and the things that that you could have handled better, situations that were difficult. So when you start with yourself, it's easier to love and forgive others because you start being compassionate with who you are. And you know that you were doing the best you could with the awareness and understanding that you had at the time, right? Yes. And, we do forgiveness over a lot of different situations, but I found one when I was working on prosperity. And it's not usually brought up or not often brought up in prosperity work, but you need to forgive people who may have not paid you back or betrayed you with money, or you have been not very good at managing your own money. Yes. And so the prosperity area, as well as everything else that you need to work on to forgive, is really important.
That's a golden nugget. Oh my gosh, to forgive yourself for all of the financial, even to forgive yourself if you're in financial transition or challenges right now, especially with all the messaging that we're getting about the economy and how difficult things are. There's a lot of fear-based energy and thoughts are going around.
Yeah. Yeah. And, when we do the training, which you have experienced, and we do some of the emotional work that we do, and sometimes people will say, well, I have no anger left. I have nothing to forgive, which, if they're really honest with themselves, we'll find that, right? Yes. But I often will say, well, if you really don't think you have any anger left or someone to forgive besides yourself, think about the politicians.
Exactly.
People always laugh, just like you just did, because it's so true, right? It's so true.
It's very true. And people have been, kind of angry right now. So I'm willing to forgive the politicians. I'm willing to forgive the leadership of all nations.
Of all nations,
We
absolutely.
all make
Yeah.
mistakes. We all make decisions that are not wise and sometimes selfish. We all do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am willing. May I say the affirmation, Dr.
Certainly.
I love this affirmation. I am on a journey of healing, and every
Mhm.
step forward is a step towards love and forgiveness.
Yes.
I'm willing to forgive myself, audience. If you want to simplify all that, I
Yeah.
am willing to forgive myself.
Yes. And that's so beautiful. And that absolutely, I love that you put the word willing in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember talking to someone who said, okay, I'm willing to be willing to be willing to be willing. She said, I'll get there eventually. But she had to put in several willingness. But,
Oh,
A
my
Course in Miracles says that the little willingness starts the process, that you don't need to know how to do it.
Mm.
The little willingness starts the process. And some people are dealing with some really intense kinds of things that they need to forgive. And I have a story in one of my books, The 11 Steps to Achieve Your Dreams. And I talked with this woman who had been ongoing with one of a really disabling autoimmune disease.
Oh, this
And
is
when she started doing her forgiveness work, she healed. And she had been really having a difficult time for quite some time, but the forgiveness work, and I know many stories like that. And A Course in Miracles, of course, says that forgiveness is the basis for healing as well and loving yourself. So just start with that and start with, I'm willing to forgive, and then go from there. And of course, it's always wonderful to have other resources for you as well. Louise's books are fabulous. She talks about forgiveness. So grab the book if you haven't read it. It's the You Can Heal Your Life one and more.
Yes, and can we have Dr. Patricia's books back on? Because I want you to talk about what is this new offering, Dr. Patricia?
Well, I'm really excited because we now have on Amazon the Heart Inspired Living series, and this is just the first 3 that are going to be in it. There'll be more toward the end of the year. But my original book, Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen, has been out for a number of years.
Great book. Read it, my beloveds. Buy it.
Thank you. And this year, I published the Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen journal to go with it so that you can put in your own affirmations. It's got lots of examples, though. It's not like one of the journal books that's almost blank pages. It's got lots of exercises, information, examples of affirmations, and then monthly affirmations and pages for you to put in your own every month. And then 11 Steps to Achieve Your Dreams also talks about affirmations, but it's more of a feminine path about how there's so much out there these days. Just go do it. The Nike commercial. But the 11 Steps has a lot more than just affirmations in it. And it's very much a feminine path on the inner path to success. And so I really encourage you, if you're if anybody listening is kind of struggling with what's my life purpose and where am I going, that book will take you through each step very easily, starting with the inner work and then going on to finding your life purpose and looking at how you can fulfill that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, the next one is one of my favorites. Number 3, don't scare yourself. I have to say it again. Don't scare yourself.
And I think you may have a story about that.
Yes. My story is the diagnosis of stage 3 cancer, which by all appearances was very, very scary. And yet I didn't let it scare me. I decided to say that life is beautiful no matter what. I would definitely get on the nerve of the patients who were waiting for treatment with me, because I'd go up to the receptionist and they would say, "How are you today, Martine?" And I would say, "Life is good no matter what." And people would go, "Oh, she's here.
She's weird. How can she be doing that with cancer?"
Thank you.
Right.
But I stayed happy, I stayed positive, and my immune system stayed healthy. I was able to go and participate in the Heal Your Life training. Shout out to the class of 2024.
Yay.
All my sister friends from India, from Saudi Arabia, to the UK, to the West and East Coast and Central, were all there. I basically met in person, Dr. Patricia and Rick, our mystic and masterful teacher. So it was in staying positive and not scaring myself, because
Right.
it's been very easy to stay in bed and say that
Mhm.
I'm kaput, I'm going to die in a few months. And I was actually told that. And I thought, well, if that's all I have, I'm going to be happy now.
Yeah. And if you really start thinking about how often you scare yourself, even with little things. So, for example,
Things.
you call and leave a message for a friend and they don't call you back. And you immediately start thinking, oh my gosh, they don't like me, or what's happened, or you scare yourself thinking about why you're not getting the call back or getting contact or something. And so, even the small things you need to pay attention to if you're scaring yourself. And, one of the things that Rick has often said is that there are troubles in the world, but you don't have to be troubled, or there are dangers in the world, but
Ooh.
you don't have to be in danger.
Oh,
And I think that's really profound to realize, yes, there's a lot going on in the world right now and in our country that we're very concerned about. But for most people, life is going on fairly easily, or fairly the way it always has, with some exceptions, of course. But
yes.
I think to scare yourself into thinking, oh my God, what if? And in California, here we are in California, all right, or I am. And
Yes.
I was leading a workshop one time, and this woman said to me, how could you live in California? They have earthquakes.
Oh,
You could die. You could die in an earthquake.
people say
And
that all the time. And I'm like, what? East Coast folks, when I go, and I'm like, no one thinks about that. Everybody's living their life.
well, I was in London at the time, and there had just been actually a bomb threat across the street in the other hotel. And I said, well, how do you live in London? You have to go through these kinds of things. So it's
Yes.
wherever you live, there could possibly be some natural disaster. I mean, we know that, but don't scare yourself about it and thinking about it, because that just takes down your immune system. You know that, the more negativity and the more anxious you are. But that, cautious thing is just be prepared. Be
Yes.
prepared.
Be as prepared as you can, but most
Yeah.
importantly, have your be
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
prepared.
But I will say, Rick and I live in an area in California. There are wildfires. And we had a scare actually just before your training.
Oh my gosh, yes, my brother, all the smoke and
Yeah, there was a fire not too far from us just before your training, and we did have a voluntary evacuation. It wasn't mandatory. But what I did was, and I've always had this, I have my little suitcase ready just in case I have to go. And I stayed up until 2 a.m. getting all the materials for the training ready so that we could pack up the car and go if we had to. And as it turned out, we did it. And, we were affirming for safety the whole time. So that's another one I have, is I am safe in any environment. I am safe in any environment.
I'm safe in any environment. Thank you for that one, Dr. Patricia. Thank you so much.
Well, why don't you read this affirmation?
Yes. I am confident in my ability to navigate challenges, and I trust the process of life. I love that little at the end. I trust the process of life to take care of my every need, and I grow strong and peaceful. I love that Louise has that woven throughout her information, throughout her books, and throughout her worldview.
Yes.
That
I am safe.
I am
Trust
safe.
the process. Yes.
Yes, trust the process. So number 3, we're trying to get to 12.
Okay, well, we're at number 4 now.
Number 4.
Be gentle and kind and patient with yourself.
Yes.
And isn't that just a part of loving yourself?
Yes, it is.
I think sometimes people start on this path and they think, oh, everything's going to be perfect overnight. And they start their affirmations, and some happen in sort of miraculous ways. And, oh, right, now my life is going to be so perfect. But you need to be gentle and patient with yourself in the process, because there are challenges that show up. And also, you're changing years of programming. You're changing years of programming that say, don't love yourself.
Yeah.
Wasn't it true that when you and I were young, loving yourself was considered narcissistic?
That was narcissistic. And weird. You were just, if you ever said that to someone, people would go, she's so arrogant.
Yeah, even though Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself.
I know.
That was a difficult one for a lot of people to even conceive of. And now it's mainstream, which is great. But even though the idea is mainstream, is the practice mainstream.
Then the embodiment. So
In
we
the embodiment, yes.
embody.
Right.
We
Mhm.
embody. And if you can be gentle with that little baby and the cat or the dog or your neighbor or your loved ones, turn that love inward to yourself. That's the greatest gift.
Yes.
And
So I'll do this out.
yes,
I'll
valid.
do this one. I choose gentleness and patience with myself as I go through the process of change.
Ah,
I go through the process of change. When you really make a commitment to yourself and your personal growth, you're going to go through change. That's it.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that this one is my favorite. Way number 5. I think it's my favorite. Be kind to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dr. Patricia, can you please explain that in depth for us?
Well, one of the things that Louise talked about as well is that when you're on this path and you start realizing how negative your thoughts have been, that
Yeah.
you can get really mad at your mind. And I mean, that's just another negative. That's just another criticism. And so it's like being kind to the thoughts that you've had. And I like the metaphor of thinking of your mind and the synapses in your mind as a train track. And your mind is normally used to going down the same train track. I mean, there's evidence now scientifically, which there wasn't when Louise started,
Yes.
that the synapses keep getting stronger the more negative thoughts you have in that pathway. So that's why it takes so much practice when you first start doing affirmations,
Yes.
is that you're literally building new synapses in your mind.
And new neural pathways, which are the new neural pathways.
Yes.
It's so interesting because I've been reading one of a Hay House, oh my gosh, author, Sandra Ann Taylor. I
Mhm.
love her work, and she has this book called Your Quantum Breakthrough Process, Decode and Coding. And so you put your hands here right around your third eye, and you say, I decode fear, or I decode, unkindness to myself. And you decode,
Great.
and then you code, and you go,
Mhm.
I code self-love. I love myself.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm gentle with myself. I'm
Mhm.
gentleness with myself. And so that's the process. And she believed she had it downloaded in a dream, and that she wanted her clients, she's a psychologist,
Mhm.
and wanted her clients to get through their programming and their blocks.
Mhm.
Easy.
And that's movement. And when you have some movement along with your affirmations, they are really even more powerful.
So while
So I can see how that would be a powerful process. Absolutely.
I've been doing that lately. Code the good stuff. I love
Right.
myself. I love myself. I love myself. And I'm gentle with my mind. I'm gentle with my mind. Yes. So that was 4.
Number 5,
That was number 5.
be kind to your mind.
Be
I
kind.
am kind to my mind by gently changing my negative thoughts to encouraging ones.
I have to
To
say,
encouraging
because I
ones.
can be mean to my mind. I am kind to my mind by gently changing any negative thoughts to encourage ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
powerful.
And truly just to honor your process.
Yeah.
Honor your own process in the changes that you're making. And what does help is the workshops that we offer, the Heal Your Life workshops. There's a Heal Your Life journey starting on Thursday that really takes people into, deeper into Louise's work. There's the training that you went to. And we have so much on YouTube. We have so much on YouTube.
A ton of resources at You Can Heal Your Life, the YouTube channel, or Heal Your Life, Dr. Patricia.
It's Heal Your Life Altogether.
Heal Your Life.
Yeah, youtube.com, Heal Your Life Altogether. And
Yes.
we have lots of authentic Louise, no AI. No AI on that channel. It's all authentic talks that Louise did. Mhm.
Wonderful. So please, please, please join the channel. And soon we were going to have the show linked up with the channel. We'll do that in time, gently. But please, please, please sign up for that YouTube channel. Oh,
Mhm.
number 6. Do I say it or do you say it, Dr.
You do. Go ahead.
Praise yourself. Praise yourself. Oh my gosh. Isn't that wonderful?
Mhm.
It gives us permission to say, yay, that was great, Martine.
And that is so important because most of us were taught growing up not to do that. I can remember the saying when I was growing up, don't get too big for your britches.
Yes.
And don't think too much of yourself. And so we're not encouraging the narcissistic type, but encouraging yourself because you are a beautiful and magnificent human being. And you want to really thank yourself for all that you do and contribute and whatever, you're going through right now. But give yourself a lot of encouragement and praise. Hey, you're doing the best you could. I remember Louise saying that the first time she ever did a talk, she went to the mirror afterwards and just said, okay, that was great. And I'll come back and talk to you tomorrow about what we could do better. So, so she didn't criticize herself. She just knew it was her first one. She was just starting out. And so whatever you're doing, praise yourself. And we are going to later, down the line, going to get to mirror work. But that's a great place to do your mirror work, isn't it? To go and tell yourself what you're doing well.
And there's also, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, standing in the power position. They call it like the superhero position. So stand with your legs out a little bit, arms
out, right,
out or on your waist, and you're like, I'm great, hurrah me, hurrah me, so that you can really get a sense of praising yourself, beloved. I think, Dr. Patricia, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And we will be right back. And this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network. Come be you. Come expand your spiritual journey. Join us for Just the Talk. Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Experience Unity Kitchener and Ottawa. Center for Spiritual Living Midtown. Center for Spiritual Living Denver. Unity of Garden Park. New Thought Philadelphia. The Sunshine Cathedral, Unity of Savannah, and the Om Center for Spiritual Living. Come unleash your spiritual potential with New Thought Media Network.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
And we are back with our love-themed show for Valentine's Week with Dr. Patricia J, who is a global thought influencer, healer, teacher, and co-developer of the Heal Your Life trainings, of which I took, which is wonderful. So we're at number 7. If you've missed, please view us in the live stream archives. Number 7.
Absolutely. Support yourself.
Support yourself, beloveds, beautiful ones.
And one way you can support yourself is ask for help.
Wow.
And Martine, we asked this at your training.
Yeah.
How many of you would be happy to support someone that you knew, a friend or a family member, whoever, if you could do it? Everybody raises their hand and they say, how often do you feel okay asking for help? And about 2 people will raise their hand kind of sheepishly. But
That's right.
supporting yourself is asking for help when you need it.
Yes.
And it's self-care. What do you need to take care of yourself?
Exactly.
Take a few minutes off from doing something intense, or going out in nature to just relax, getting a massage, doing and your thinking, of course, is very much self-care, changing that. But it's really important to support yourself on this journey, on any journey, right? And love
Yes.
yourself through it.
It's
So
really
what do you need to do to get that support? Ask yourself that question, or let's ask that question.
There was a practice. I took a workshop a long time ago, and it called you to do 3 self-cares a day. And it could be something like having your favorite tea, taking a breath. Sometimes people are so anxious or we're so busy that we're breathing very shallowly. So taking a deep breath in is self-care and support. Some people, if they have a newborn baby, taking a shower, asking someone to hold the baby while a new mom. I met all these new moms this morning at a
Yeah.
little local cafe. They had the bundles of joy, but they looked exhausted. But asking someone to hold the baby so you can take a shower, that is support. Asking for help. Yes.
Asking for help.
Yes.
So that affirmation is, today I choose to value my own being, and I gratefully welcome the support that surrounds me.
Oh, I love that. I choose to. What was the first line, Dr. Patricia?
Today I choose to value my well-being.
My well-being. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Wonderful. So that's step number 7.
We're getting there. 8.
We're up to 8. Yes, 8. It's right in front of me, beloveds. I have it all here. Number 8. This is so powerful. Be loving to your negatives.
Yeah.
Can you explain that for us, Dr. Patricia?
Sure. Yeah. Well, it gets back to number 1 in the criticism, the things that we don't like about ourselves, the habits that we have, the addictions that we have. And so you need to love them and not criticize them. And I have a wonderful story in the Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen book about a woman who is bulimic. And when she came to see me for therapy, she was throwing up several times a day. She had been to Overeaters Anonymous, which did help for a while.
Yes.
She'd been in therapy, which did help for a while, but she kept going back to that same behavior. And in the very first session, I said, what we're going to work on is you loving yourself even while you're throwing up over the toilet bowl. And she thought I was nuts. And she said, I'm paying you for this? I said, yes. But fortunately, she kept coming back.
Wow.
And about 3 months after we've been working together, she came in one session just on cloud 9. And she said, I finally got it. I finally got it. She said, I loved myself even while I was throwing up over the toilet bowl.
Wow.
That was last week. I haven't done it since. And she stayed completely abstinent by really getting to the core of loving herself and not criticizing. So for our listeners, watchers, whoever, whatever you're criticizing yourself about that you want to change, that's another place to notice. I'm criticizing myself, and I'm not going to change if I keep doing that. Just loving yourself, and also get the help that you need if that's what you need.
Yes.
Some of the real heavy addictions, it's pretty tough to do by yourself. We don't encourage that. We encourage you to reach out and get the support that you need, therapy or whatever it is.
Yes.
But most of our bad habits, it's really, right?
Like chocolate mousse at 8 o'clock at night. I go to the little French bakery before they're closing, and I go, why am I here? I promised myself not to do this yesterday.
So just go and love it. Go and love it and enjoy every bite.
Exactly.
And that takes the energy off of it. That takes the charge off of it. And it's such a simple thought, but it's doing it. It's the real crux of things, is to be able to not criticize yourself, to stop criticizing and love whatever you're criticizing, whatever you're judging in yourself right now. Just love that and just see what happens.
this is such powerful spiritual technology. I have
Mhm.
to call it that. It's still innovative even in 2026.
I would say so.
Ahead of her time still. May I say the affirmation?
Yes, please do.
This is a good one. I need this one, my beautiful ones. I easily create new and loving patterns for myself to meet my needs.
Right. Because as Louise said, the negatives that develop have been developed to meet some need, even though it's dysfunctional. It's been developed that way. So
Yes.
other ways to meet your needs,
Exactly.
social ways, loving yourself, being gentle with yourself. So important, so powerful.
So important.
And number 9 is take care of your body.
Yes.
And, Louise was very much into nutrition. She was also very much into exercise. And I can remember one time I was visiting with her actually at her home for the weekend. And she said, well, I have to go to Pilates in the morning. And she said, I'll drop you off so you can go shopping somewhere. And then I'll go to Pilates and then we'll go to lunch. I said, okay. I don't know why she didn't invite me to go to Pilates, but I wasn't dressed. I didn't have any workout clothes or anything. So she was very much into Pilates. She began doing ballroom dancing when she was in her 80s. So, taking care of your body is part of loving yourself.
Yes.
And you can just ask, what do I need to take care of my body today? It could be some movement, and don't call it exercise, call it, what's fun for me to move my body.
Yes.
And, yeah,
also
exactly.
dancing again. And that has been a lot of fun. And this morning I did some yoga stretches. I was in bed.
Yeah, great.
And Spirit was like, do a sun salutation. I said, okay. So I did my little stretches. And I thought and Spirit was like, you just need to incorporate this naturally, as you always have in your life. Stop making it the to-do thing. Stop
Right.
yourself harshly. And also take a 5 to 10 minute walk.
Oh, yes. Rick and I are so fortunate. We moved to Lake Arrowhead 6 years ago. And when it's warm, I have to say it gets pretty cold and it snows up here. So the wintertime is not so much fun to go outside. But during the summer, it's just so beautiful. And we live right near a forest road. So we can go up into the forest. So, going out in nature and just doing some walking and that's so nourishing for your soul as well. It's not just nourishing your body, it's nourishing for your soul.
It's nourishing for the soul, getting out of the 4 walls.
Yeah.
Really important. So that was number 9. Now we're at 10.
Okay, what about the affirmation for that one, Reverend Martine?
Say the affirmation for that one. Take care of you see how I'm skipping over it?
I lovingly nourish my body with healthy foods and engage in exercise that is fun. I lovingly nourish my body with healthy foods and engage in exercise that is fun. I do want to just say something about nutrition, though, as well, because that one has become an area where people judge a lot. That if you're spiritual, you have to be a vegetarian.
Yes.
And what Louise discovered when she had cancer was the diet for your blood type. Eat right for your blood type. And that particular diet does say eat meat. She generally didn't eat beef as far as I know, but she did eat chicken and fish, a lot of fish actually. And so that diet requires that. And one time she posted a turkey recipe on Facebook and got such negative, nasty comments. And I thought, this is not spiritual. You have to choose what's right for your body. And being a vegetarian or vegan is not right for everybody. And for some people, it's the best and most healthy diet for them. So, but it's not spiritual whether you eat meat or not.
I really have to speak on this because I was a vegetarian vegan for most of my adult life. And then I went through the appearance of this cancer diagnosis.
Right.
The integrative doctor said, Martine, you're doing well, but your bone marrow is just not coming back and healing as quickly. And I know you don't want to eat meat, but you have to. You need heme iron. Plant-based iron is not going to make your bone marrow. So I said to Spirit in meditation, how do I eat meat? How do I eat meat? And Spirit was like, pray over that animal that's given its life so you can have life. Because literally it's rebuilding the life within you. So I started doing that. And then I was hanging out with a vegan friend who I was going on a walk with, and she looked at me and said, "Could you just do what your body needs right now? Stop making this like this moral, spiritual issue." I needed someone to, and it gave me that freedom. It gave me freedom to bless all of life, bless the vegetables, bless, the water, bless it all for sustaining your health and your life.
Right.
And I think that's a good perspective.
But it really has to be paying attention. What I did one time is I started keeping a diary of exactly how I felt after every meal and what I'd eaten. And what I discovered was that cheese pizza was not a good thing for me. As much as I liked it, but I would feel lethargic and heavy. And what I discovered is that I needed to be at least 75% gluten-free to feel good. And I used to have a face that was like a butterball, like a basketball, truly. And when I went gluten-free, well, not completely free, but like 75%, it's amazing how quickly I lost weight and felt healthier.
Wow.
So part of that is, again, you don't need to follow an outside diet. You can keep track of how you feel after you eat, and you can create your own diet.
You do, and you follow the inner ding.
Right, the inner ding.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
So we are down to, oh my goodness, we love this one, Martine.
Mirror work.
Mirror work. Mirror work. Oops, you know what? I didn't think of it earlier, but I'm going to get my
little heart mirror. I wish I had it nearby.
I'm going to get my heart mirror.
Yes, get yourself a heart mirror, beloved one.
Here is my heart mirror from Greece. Actually, I got this in Greece when I was there doing a workshop many years ago. And I have this hanging in my office behind the door. And I keep the door kind of closed most of the time to keep out noise and stuff. And I can just walk up to the mirror and talk to myself whenever I want to.
Oh, that's lovely. That's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh. That's another thing to collect. Heart mirrors from all over the world.
Heart mirrors, yes. And actually, you know what? Amazon has heart mirrors. Yes. And also any site that has wedding stuff, they have heart mirrors because they're often used in a centerpiece with the flowers.
Wonderful. And I'm having a Galentine's Day gathering with all my sister friends. I think I can get them quickly if I order them today. I'm going to order us some heart mirrors.
So are you doing that on Friday?
We're doing it on Friday.
On Friday, yes. And actually for everyone, Self-Love Day is Friday. And it was created not by Louise, but a woman whose name I forget right now. But in 2008, she went on a site where you can actually create a day with your name if you want to and say, this is Reverend Martine's Day or Patricia's Day. But lots of people have gone on there and made it, ice cream day or whatever. And she went on and made February 13th Self-Love Day. So that's Friday this year.
Wonderful. Ooh.
So the mirror work is so important to really talk to yourself in the mirror, do the affirmations in the mirror, forgive yourself in the mirror, talk to yourself the way you wish your parents had talked to you in the mirror, praise yourself, like we said earlier, in the mirror. And it's even more powerful than just thinking it in your head, isn't it?
It really is.
Yes. Yeah.
It really, really is. And mirror works. Coach Reverend Greta
Counts. She has that book, Mirror Work Works. Yes, it does.
It's so phenomenal. And she was doing mirror work with her little baby granddaughter who was like kissing all over the mirror and giggling. We want to get back to that childlike innocence.
I know.
We just appreciated ourselves. No matter what, we didn't judge ourselves. Louise talks about that, how babies love themselves and kiss their
unconditionally, right? Kiss their feet, whatever. Right.
Hey, if you can reach down and kiss your feet or bend over and kiss, more power to you.
Not at this age, I don't think. But yes, and the mirror work, for those of you who have taken the training, as you have, Reverend Martine, there is a new extra workshop for 3 hours every year, and this year's is on mirror work.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So that's just going out to the people who are relicensing right now, but every year you get a new 3-hour workshop as part of the program.
Oh, wonderful! Because mirror work is a spiritual technology that not everybody tease. It makes people laugh and it makes them uncomfortable. But it's become mainstream, I would say.
Yeah, much more so. So that is wonderful. And would you like to read the affirmation for that one?
Yes, I'm going to read the affirmation.
It's a long one.
That's okay. Ooh, I am at mirror work. Oh, just give me a second. Ah, I am committed to fostering self love, understanding, and acceptance as I gaze into the mirror, recognizing the incredible potential that resides within me. Take that in.
Hmm. That's really beautiful. Really a beautiful one.
That's
Yeah.
really
So
beautiful.
the mirror work will just really give you a jetpack, really, to some changes.
Yes, it will. Oh, this one. Because we forget about this one.
I know, and you've been doing this recently with salsa dancing. Have fun. Besides being exercise, have
Yeah,
fun, have fun.
have
Right.
fun. I call
And
it
too
joy.
often people, think, oh, you have to be serious to be spiritual. No, you don't. Have fun.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Have fun. And I've been asking all of my friends, congregants, members of spiritual centers, what are your joy practices?
Hmm.
Especially right now, when things are really intense in the media, I think it's so important to have a counterbalance. And I've been saying to everyone, everybody has to watch some comedy. Everyone has to watch some
Hmm.
comedy right now. Apparently, Dave Chappelle has a show, and so Mike Epps. There are all these comedians who have specials if you have Netflix, but you don't have to have Netflix. You go to YouTube,
YouTube has a lot.
watch the cat videos, the cat and the elephant friendships, and the babies telling the dogs what to do. Laugh, laugh, laugh.
There was a really fun one at Christmas time with cats, different cats in different homes jumping at Christmas trees. And that one made me laugh quite a bit. So
My
yeah,
cat
it is.
used to do that. It would attack, love
Mhm.
the Christmas tree one moment, then attack it and
Yeah.
attack the ball at the bottom.
So anything that makes you laugh is really, in a healthy way. And when Louise was doing her intensives that I went to and how I originally started training with her, the last day was talent night. And she said, you can tell jokes, but they can't put anyone down.
Yes, very.
And so I think a lot of people were thinking, how am I going to do a joke like that? But there were always some funny ones. We had a really fun time on the party night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, and actually, I just want to say too, this have fun one, that
yes.
was the second one that she added to the 10 weeks, the 10 ways.
Oh,
So isn't that interesting? And I do have some fun photos of her having a good time and dancing and enjoying herself. Yeah.
enjoyed life and always affirmed that.
Hmm.
There's so much fun to be. A walk is fun. Whatever makes you happy.
Hmm. Yeah.
The joy in life and lighten up. And even people in the midst of their troubles. I mean, one thing that I love about traveling to the developing world or the global south, I prefer the global south, is that people don't have a lot of expendable income.
Material things.
There's an instant party like every day. The kids, everyone jokes, everyone laughs. There's always music, and it's regardless of your age.
Mhm. Yeah.
The elders in their 90s and hundreds are having fun, are dancing and celebrating. So no matter what's going on, we can always find.
Yes. And remember, you've probably read this book too, Norman Cousins' book, and how he was diagnosed with, I forget what he was diagnosed with, whether it was cancer.
It was something like you have a few months to live.
Yeah. And he started watching comedy shows. And this was many years ago, but there were a lot of comedy shows like Laugh-In and things like that and others. And he started watching comedy shows and just anything comedic. And he healed.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that brings about, increases the endorphins and all the positive hormones in your body. So that's another thing to do if you are facing something challenging, especially health-wise, that, you're able to find lightness in some way and happiness and joy and laughter to be able to increase those positive hormones to help you heal.
I turned off all of the news. I didn't even watch any.
Good idea. Good idea.
I said, I'm not watching it because I would, your emotions go up and down regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't do that. I watched a lot of comedy and romantic movies with happy endings, which I love. A lot of travel. I visioned myself traveling and just seeing nature, maps and music, especially the aerial ones where you can see mountaintops. These videos are incredible.
Yes,
So
yes, I've seen those too. They're beautiful.
I watched a lot of those. So
Yes.
stay positive to the best of your abilities. This is not about a spiritual bypass. So I
No.
just want to say this as we go
Right.
through these
Yeah.
steps, we are not denying what happens in life and the suffering, because there can
Mhm.
be deep suffering. But we are about knowing the spiritual truth. So even though there's suffering in reality, there
Mhm.
are spiritual principles that are true regardless of the weather report
Mhm.
in your
Yeah.
life or in your mind.
And bringing this up brings me to something we talked about before the show, and that's the Monks Walk for Peace in the U.S.
Yes.
And it is incredible, the
Incredible.
people that they are bringing together. And I tell you what, they are definitely have had a challenging walk, walking through snow, having bleeding feet, their dog having a problem, one of the monks getting, hit. But their whole message is just what we're talking about. Mind your mind.
Mind you.
Mind your mind and say every day, today is my peaceful day. And I found them after they had already been walking through a couple of the states. I happened on them on the YouTube, and there was at the time, and there is also, I already put it on my Facebook channel.
I'll check
They
it.
were singing a song about the monks along with them walking, and it brought me to tears, quite honestly. It was so beautiful.
People have cried.
And people are crying and people are
Seeing them.
so moved, by what's happening. And it just shows you how much people want peace. They want calm in their lives. And so today, the monks have arrived in Washington, D.C.
Yay.
I think they're at the National Mall right now. I'm not quite sure. When I get off this, that's where I'll go check.
Me
But
too.
tomorrow they're doing a meditation and they're doing, more of a Dharma talk. And then on the 12th, the day after that, they go home. So they are going home to Fort Worth, Texas, where actually they're brought from different parts of the world, but the home monk, the main monk, his home and his ashram is in, or monastery, whatever they call it, his is in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh my goodness.
So it's been a beautiful journey to watch every day. Rick and I would start the day, and we often start the day with our meditations, but lately we've been including watching wherever the monks are and how are they doing.
Going back in the archives, I'd been following them and then I fell off. And this is a great reminder to really watch something that is holistic in the sense that it lifts our spirits, mind, body,
Mhm.
spirit. You're just in this vibration of hopefulness.
So
So
I can't even imagine walking 23 miles. I mean, I don't even get a mile on the treadmill yet. So, so just the idea that is amazing.
yes, being
So I
very
know we need to close soon. I don't mean, sorry to interrupt you, but the 12th one is, well, the have fun one. I joyfully embrace each moment with laughter and happiness.
yes.
And the 12th one is
The 12th one,
love yourself, do it now.
love yourself, do it
Do it
now.
now.
Do it now and begin in small ways. I know that this can sound very woo-woo. I have a friend who I gifted the book You Can Heal Your Life to years ago, and he was like, this is crazy. But then about a year later, he bumped into Louise in Boston, crossing the street, not here for anything.
Wow.
Here for a workshop. He hugged her and he said, I thought this stuff was crazy, but I am beginning to heal my life. So this is a shout out, Ron. You do all the meditations and affirmations.
Well, what a sign he got, right?
And he said to me, what does it mean? I said, what do you think it means? This
Really?
way is the way to go.
Yeah, people do not bump into Louise on the street. That's amazing. That is amazing.
And he came straight to my house and I said, are you okay? He said, I bumped into Louise Hay.
That's amazing.
He's of Norwegian descent. And he said, she reminded me of my mom because his mom had just passed. She was a beautiful blonde lady. And him and said, I love you too. And keep up the good work.
No, that's beautiful. What a wonderful story.
Yes, yes, yes. So start, even when you think it's woo-woo and it's silly stuff, take one of these principles and begin.
Right.
Begin. Oh, my beloveds, happy Love Week. Happy Love Week. Dr. Patricia is a lovebird because she and Rick have been happily married for years.
We have been together altogether 30 years.
Oh, that's
31 this year.
beautiful. So for all of the gals and guys, we're loving ourselves, and love is ever available. And this is the week. If you're single, do a little love affirmation.
Yeah.
Draw in that you're loving yourself, you're loving, you're lovable, and you are loved by that special someone. And it will come to pass. Oh, so thank you, Dr. Patricia.
And thank you, Reverend Martine. This has been wonderful to connect with you and just share the 12 ways to love yourself.
Yes. And go to healyourlife.com workshops.
Healyourlifeworkshops.com or healyourlifetraining.com. We have two websites, one for the training and one for you guys.
That's right.
For the workshops.
Because Anna, the master trainer for the U.S., is starting a class this Thursday, February the 12th, and sign up, my beloveds. Thank you, Dr. Patricia.
Thank you.
This is Rev Martine on the New Thought Media Network signing off from What Would Louise Say?